right, so I'm off mute. Good morning, everyone. The Seed School of Los Angeles County Board of Directors meeting, March 25th, 2021, 9 a.m. is called to order. What do you want to do the roll call?
Yes. Miss Isabella Costa.
Present.
Miss Sarah Ali.
Present.
Miss Sophia Echeverria. I think I see her name. What's up here? Mr. Rod Hamilton. He said he was going to be late. Dr. Jackie Kimbrough. I can see you, but I think you're connecting still via audio, so I will accept that. Miss Jennifer Price Lester.
Here.
I saw you too. Yep. And Miss Ruth Stalford.
Here.
And then just to
Sarah,
I just want to acknowledge
Jackie,
the recording of the video. Yes, Jackie, I got you.
Okay.
Just acknowledge this meeting will be recorded and ask for everyone's consent.
Yes.
Awesome. All right. I will hand it back over to Ms. Stalford.
So the first item on the agenda is the reminder that we need to submit our Form 700. And I'm a little discombobulated, so just bear with me this morning. So there are still some outstanding questions. I don't know that anyone has submitted their Form 700 yet. I wouldn't actually know, but there are a couple of bits of information that we still need to get a hold of, which we probably will have by the end of today, which is connected to our conflict of interest code. The actual code lays out what we need to disclose on our forms. So hopefully we'll have that information for you so that everyone can get started. My understanding is it's due April 1st. So keep a lookout in your email for an update related to the Form 700.
Yeah, I'll send something out this evening with more guidance.
Thank you.
Great. Keep unmuting and muting myself, sorry. Okay, so let's, I'm gonna move into, so the next item is the SEED LA 990 completion and submission. I'm gonna turn that over to, I'm not even sure who I'm turning it over to. I think Leslie, Anita, somebody.
Sure. So I think we didn't know or didn't think about it, honestly, that SEED LA must file a 990 for the year 1920, which is what I'm focused on right now. So it's due May 17th. And you're supposed to have already filed a extension request. So what we're suggesting is, we've communicated with Nova Gradic, who is doing all of the accounting related to the new markets tax credit. And it seems important. Anyways, they offered or could do the 990 and hopefully get us out of the penalty for having not filed the extension request, which is, they said that's pretty easy to get out of, and do it correctly. So that's the key too. So typically in this situation, the auditor does the 990. So XED coordinates with the auditor. But in this situation for the year 1920, I don't think you need an audit. SEED LA does not need an audit. So we're just doing the 990 without the audit. And so we have to, so the idea, I don't know what the cost, I don't think it would be too much. I didn't even ask them for a price. But typically they're less than 1,000. Well, typically they just kind of go with the price of the audit. So I don't know what the cost is, but my suggestion is that we engage them quickly so that they can get it correctly done. It's signed off by Ruth. It's not, and the board would actually look at the 990 in advance or have looked at it. It's the rule. I don't know if it's that you actually approve it. I don't know if that is, but you just look at it. But you can approve it too. So you would see it all in advance. And this is just for the 1920 year. Separately, we'll come back and have a discussion about auditor for the 2021 year. So you would make a decision about an audit for the 2021 year because you qualify for needing an audit, not because of over $2 million of gross revenue.
Anita, just in terms of process, there is a question on the 990 that asks if the board has reviewed it, which is different from the board having to review it.
Right,
So
Yeah.
I just want to clarify in terms of process.
right.
Um,
That's true.
And again, I'm not actually in any way not suggesting the board review it, but just in terms of what is required.
Right,
It doesn't have to be turned in until May. I
Mhm.
think it's 17th right now, typically May 15th. So you would have time.
Can I ask 2 follow-up, Anita, questions? So it looks like we're going to try and get Novogradac to file an extension, even though the extension deadline has already passed, correct? So the extension would take us to November. Is that correct?
No, I think that actually the situation, I'm not sure they file an extension or what they're just trying to do is get around the penalties for not filing.
Okay.
And they told me they've done that
Yeah,
before.
I'm familiar with that process.
Okay,
Okay.
So it is a letter that explains why no extension was filed, why it's late, and then that wipes the slate clean, and then you're able to file the extension on that deadline. I mean, you're able to file the 990, I'm sorry, file the 990 on the May, whatever date you just said, deadline, without penalty.
Got it. And then the second follow-up was, didn't we create a separate entity for the facilities?
we
And
did.
doesn't that need to have audited financials since we received so much revenue in 2020?
In 2021, that will be the case. But the fiscal year 1920, it did not receive.
Okay,
That
nothing was
much.
actually deposited. Okay.
Right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. So Anita, so I just want to I am now going to do what I hate people to do, and that is I'm going to restate what I think I just heard Anita say, right? For the fiscal year 1920, we need to have a 990 actually for the last 2 fiscal years, but we can't do the 2021 until it's not due yet. But for 1920, we need a 990. We are recommending that Novogradac actually execute that 990 in addition to, before they do not do the work to prepare the 990, to actually do some document that allows us to have an extension, an extension. And then Anita, and later on in this, before June, we will have a conversation about selecting a company to do the actual audit itself, of which we don't believe we need at this moment, because we don't think we need it at this moment because of when and how gifts were deposited and when they were granted and and who they were granted to.
Just to clarify, we don't need it for 1920. We
Yeah.
need it for 2021.
Yeah, but we don't need it, but 2021 isn't over yet. And so that's why
Right.
so we
Yeah.
don't actually need an audit in this moment because we haven't completed the fiscal year.
Correct. Yep. Mhm.
And just a further clarification, it isn't filing an extension, it's acknowledging that an extension was not filed, and it is just to clear up any penalties, wipe away any penalties that might be assessed, and so that we can meet the deadline.
I mean, I'll add that we use Novogradac and we're very happy with them. We've used them for 5 years now, at the recommendation of XED. So yeah, They're very reasonable in terms of costs. They charge us $7,500 for both the audit and the tax filing, which is a very reasonable amount. So,
Yeah,
I don't-
and they're
do you need a
really
motion?
familiar with this project, so it makes sense in terms of timing too, so.
Do you need a motion, Ruth, to to approve Novogradac, or?
I don't
To
think,
engage them. I mean, I'm
Yeah, I
sure
mean-
I'll get an engagement letter from them. Yeah, I didn't push for that but I can get that to you.
I
Well-
should know this, but do we have an audit committee?
So funny. I just sent Ruth a text with the same thing because the
I
audit
know.
committee would be
I'm so
tasked-
sorry, I should know this.
yeah,
No.
no, and the
we
audit
don't have an audit
tasked
committee,
with-
we do not have an official audit committee yet. We will.
We wrote in the charter that you have an audit committee. We just didn't say who's on it.
Haven't officially formed
Populated it.
the audit committee will engage the auditor technically, right?
Yes.
So
Yeah,
we're
Ruth,
about to
I'm
do
sorry,
that. We don't want to get on it.
Do you need a motion? I'm just.
Well, you know what?
Take one. It's
I
always
think we
better.
stay here with one. I think we need one, yes.
Yeah.
Okay, great, please, yeah.
Okay, motion, I'll bring a motion to the floor to engage Novogradac. I'm not even sure if that's how it's pronounced. Novogradac to complete the 990 for fiscal 2019, 2020.
Second.
All those in favor, say aye.
I,
Bye.
I'm sorry,
Yeah.
Jackie, was that you that seconded that motion?
Yes, it was.
Thank you, Jackie.
I have another question. Oh, I'm sorry. Carry the motion. I'm sorry.
The ayes were unanimous. Motion carries to engage Novogradac to complete, I'm not sure exactly how I said it, the 990 fiscal year 2019, 2020. Thank you. Jackie.
Yes, quick question. Typically, the 990 and the 199 go together. So the 199 is the California form. So are we doing both? Okay.
Yes,
good.
yes, they will do both. That's a good point.
Okay, great. Thanks.
Okay, any other questions surrounding the 990?
no, I would just add that we do need to have an audit committee established.
I was going to say, and Jackie knows it. Audit committee.
I'll say for
Well,
real.
there's a good chance that our next, just so I'll bring this up now, our next board meeting isn't technically till May. There's a very strong chance we'll have something in between. Very, very strong chance. So it'll give us time to sort of, work on all of these things. So let's hi, Ron.
Hey, Ruth, just a point of clarification here. Before we, as it relates to the head of school conversation, I'm gonna ask that only the board and the search committee be on that portion of the meeting. And so I'm not asking people to jump off. I'm just saying that at that point, I would ask that we respectfully only have the board and the search committee on the call at that time.
Well, we will move that into closed session, right, Woody? And you'll move those folks into that space and then we'll come back. But on the agenda, you'll see which we had circulated was the review of the compensation study, the general overview of that. So I hope everybody had a chance to look at that.
And that's the same one we shared out last week as well.
Yes. Mhm.
Okay, so then why don't we, I'm not sure what we need to do related to that, other than move into closed session and just sort of catch up on a few things and then come back out? Or is there something I need to discuss, Woody?
No, that's it. I just want to make sure that everyone had a chance again to review and acknowledge that they have reviewed the compensation study as part of this.
Okay. So, why don't we quickly move the, so then it will be Leslie per what you just mentioned. So let's move into closed session, the head of school, the search committee, and the folks that are part of the search committee. Is that right?
I will add everyone
And we'll
to.
be right back, everyone else, anyone else.
Anita, we lost me, Laura. Does she need to be, I mean, I don't want her to think that we don't want her in the meeting.
And for the red button. Okay, we are back from closed session. No action was taken during closed session. We are back into open session. I'm going to turn this over to Woody and Hopi to give an overview of and an oral report of the compensation for the head of school position. Provide an update.
All right, great. Pursuant to Government Code Section 54953, and specifically pursuant to the proposed employment agreement, the head of school would earn each of the following amounts of compensation over the terms of their 4-year agreement: salary of $198,000, a bonus of up to $10,000 at the discretion of the board, relocation reimbursement up to $5,000, housing benefit equal to $5,000 a month, child care tuition reimbursement up to $16,750, and as well as standard seed benefits such as medical, prescription, dental, vision care, mental health insurance, flexible spending accounts, a 403B plan, short-term and long-term disability insurance, life insurance, discretionary sick days as provided to other employees, 4 weeks of vacation annually to be taken when the school is out of session, as well as other benefits that are provided to all full-time employees at the school. I will return it to, or hopefully if it unless you have anything to add, to Ruth for the board to the motion.
Nicely done. Well, there you have it. So I think we can move to we have a motion that I will bring to the floor to accept and approve. The motion is the SEED LA board moves to accept and approve the fixed term employment agreement for the head of school. May I have a second?
Second.
I'll second.
We got a second and a third. Did you get that, Woody? Uh-oh.
Yep, that was Rod that would second it, correct?
Yes, you can give it to Rod. Give him a second. All those in favor say aye.
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 Let's see, did we hear, Jackie, are you an aye, A or an A? Oh, you're still on mute.
Read lips. She said.
I was gonna say, I was trying to read lips. It looked like you said aye.
I think she said aye. I think she could, let's see.
Do we need to call for anyone who says nay? Just to make it good and clear?
I just want to make sure we hear from Jackie. Okay, oh, there you are.
Here I am. The whole screen went away and other things. Aye, absolutely.
Awesome.
Okay. Any nays? All right, the ayes are unanimous. The motion, the CLA board moves to accept and approve the fixed term employment agreement for the head of school is carried. Bravo. Nice. All right, any other questions? Just know you'll be seeing, some emails from us about all that we've discussed. We will have more info about the Form 700. Anything else? Any other questions? Wow. Last call. Okay. Everyone's like,
It was really,
Yeah, we are efficient.
we are. I like it. Okay, so it is now 9:50. The Seed School of Los Angeles County Board of Directors meeting is officially adjourned. Well done, everyone.
Well done, Ruth.
Work.
Thank you, Ruth.
Excellent, everybody. All right, keep an eye on your email.